Night 6. Applejack turned the crank of the well, drawing up a bucket of cool, fresh water. Following a day of hard work, she always headed to the well. The Earth Pony drank deeply, and then splashed her face with the refreshing liquid. Her mood soured as she considered the evening of non-work facing her. Gotta get to it anyway, she mused as she walked to the new barn. What Applejack saw as she opened the door stopped her in her tracks. The entire barn had been transformed. Strips of cloth hung from the wooden walls, softening the interior and making it feel more intimate. Cloth tablecloths covered the tables, and candle-sized magic lights illuminated the interior warmingly. Additional tables had been brought in and were covered in cupcakes. Finally, the Apple family piano was moved into the barn. Pinkie Pie suddenly appeared behind Applejack. "Do you like it? Huh?" she asked excitedly. How did you—" she started, before seeing the rest of her friends step out from behind the bar, where they had been hiding. "Applejack, we're here to make sure you have at least one successful night as a bar owner," Twilight Sparkle explained. "I simply adored the chance to refine the decor here," Rarity said. Pinkie Pie popped out from under the table of cupcakes. "And I made cupcakes for every pony." She waved a hoop over her creations. "We have extra salty caramel cupcakes, and extra spicy chocolate hot sauce cupcakes, and extra sour lime margarita cupcakes. Every pony will love them, and then every pony will be super thirsty." We all spread the word throughout Ponyville that Applejack's bar was the happening place to be tonight, Rainbow Dash said. "This is wonderful and all," Applejack uttered, but this is a mite too much." "Nonsense! We're all here to help you," Twilight Sparkle explained. "Even your family is in on this." Rarity leaned out of the door. "That's your cue," she called. After a moment, she continued, "Oh, don't be like that. You look fabulous." A slightly embarrassed Big Macintosh walked in the barn, wearing a fine tuxedo. "Your server today?" Rarity told Applejack. "You should see how many mares wanted to come when I mentioned I was planning on putting your brother in a tuxedo." Applejack was positive there was a blush hidden under her brother's red coat. Granny Smith walked into the barn. "And I'll be playing some lively tunes on that there piano," she said. Pinkie Pie entered the barn, despite no pony seeing her leave. "Apple Bloom is arriving with the first group of guests. Every pony get ready to party!" she exclaimed. This is what I was missing, thought Applejack. It seemed like all of Ponyville was here, and she was busy, gloriously busy. She was joined by Fluttershy and Twilight Sparkle in making drinks. Rainbow Dash delivered the drinks to ponies who wanted their drinks as fast as possible, while Big Macintosh balanced trays of drinks for the guests who more wanted to see Big Macintosh carry a tray of drinks. Pinkie Pie and Rarity served as impromptu hostesses. Granny Smith's collection of raucous and surprisingly bawdy piano tunes kept up the crowd's energies. Little Apple Bloom kept herself busy bussing the dirty glasses back to the farmhouse, where Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo helped her clean them. While the other two Crusaders weren't interested in a dish-washing cutie mark, they were interested in helping Applejack, no matter whether or not that endeavor would grant a cutie mark. As the night progressed, the feeling of accomplishment was magnified by seeing a bits accumulate in the old box being used as a till. Even Berry Punch had come back to pay her tab and get another drink. It turned out the mayor couldn't resist the promise of Pinkie Pie's margarita cupcakes. At the same time, the levels of the bottles of alcohol fell. Dozens of bottles were empty that night. As the crowd finally dwindled, Applejack noticed it was 2 hours past her normal close. The clock that she had installed to count down the minute of her imprisonment had been forgotten during this busy evening. Her brother trotted up to her, his bow tie finally loosened. "Sis, you're going to Town Hall with Twilight tomorrow, and then you're taking the rest of the day off," he ordered. "Sure thing," she agreed. Day 7. Of course that should say barn, Mayor said, even without confirming it by looking at the minutes of the past town council meeting. It should have been obvious to any pony. She corrected the permit and initialed the correction. I'll add this to the agenda for the next meeting, and let Kenai know he can finish his inspection. Thank you kindly, Mayor, Applejack said. I'm just glad I was able to find you had this authority by reading the town charter, Twilight Sparkle said. Why didn't Red Tape fix this? The mayor asked. He was in charge when I was gone. He said there was nothing he could do, Applejack replied. You could have done exactly what I did, the mayor said. Twilight Sparkle pondered the town charter for a minute. Does the provision of the charter that grants you this authority allow it to be used by the mayor's designated representative? She asked. I'm not sure, Mayor admitted, but I certainly wouldn't have criticized him for making the right decision. I guess the mayor just has a different skill set than a bureaucrat. Applejack looked as if she wanted to say something. Words were almost visibly caught in her throat. Twilight Sparkle looked at her encouragingly. Finally, the Orange Mare spoke. I suspect Red Tape acted that way he did for personal, not professional reasons. The mayor nodded. It seemed she knew what Applejack meant. That's disappointing to hear, Mayor said. I promise you I'll talk to him, but I doubt he'll admit to anything. Really, I don't have any grounds to criticize him. If he did everything by the book. Twilight Sparkle suddenly smiled. Mayor, would you mind if Applejack and I spent some time looking through the town records? She asked. Of course, the mayor replied. Good luck finding what you're looking for. The next Sunday. Red Tape relaxed at the kitchen table. Sunday was his favorite day of the week, and he always started it out with a cup of tea and the Sunday Manhattan Times. A relaxing morning, uninterrupted by... He heard a knock on the door. A relaxing morning. The knocking was insistent. Sighing, the Silver Stallion stood up and walked to the door. Good morning, Red Tape, said Kenai, as Red Tape opened the door. I have your inspection scheduled for today. On a Sunday? Red Tape wondered. The mayor asked me to schedule the inspection as soon as possible, Kenai responded. Red Tape shrugged and admitted the brown earth pony. Kenai inspected the doors, windows, and ceiling of the ground floor. I see a few superficial cracks in the plaster, but nothing you need to repair, he said. Shall we head upstairs? Red Tape nodded. The two stallions headed upstairs, Kenai checking the stairwell carefully. He peered down the hallway and then referred to his notes. It says here you built an expansion to the second floor since your last inspection. Extended the hallway and added a bedroom and bathroom. Yeah, Red Tape agreed before correcting himself. Wait, you mean bathroom, right? Kenai checked his paperwork a second time. The permit says bedroom and bathroom, he stated matter-of-factly. Red Tape checked the document himself. That's clearly a typo, he stated. You can take that up with the town council next meeting in 3 weeks, Kenai said. He started down the hall. For now, I'm going to help you pass your inspection. A chill passed down Red Tape's spine as he followed the inspector. What do you mean by that? He asked hesitantly. Kenai looked out the front door. Are you ready, Fluttershy? The butter-yellow Pegasus stepped to the door, a covered cage in her mouth. She set it down just inside the doorway. Thank you for building a bathroom, Mr. Red Tape, she said. These 6 adorable critters have been waiting so long to get adopted. Red Tape's jaw hung open. He tried to move, tried to say something, but the shock of the situation prevented from acting before Fluttershy pulled the blanket off the cage. Hideous winged rats, beady eyes, squished faces. Red Tape started to sweat. The whole scene moved in slow motion as the Pegasus lifted the latch and opened the cages. Excited squeaking filled the air as the monstrosities flew from the cage. One landed on Red Tape's mane. The stallion passed out most ingloriously. "Oh my," Fluttershy said. "I've never seen any pony so excited to adopt a pet.